Welcome to Dynamo Dynamics, winning goals to digital dominance. I'm your host, Danny Perry, and with me as always is my guy, Kai Peterson. And Kai, it's summertime, it's hot, rains, and all of that stuff. But other than that, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Got to watch some of the last games of the World Football, and now we're just the MLS until...
It's exciting, though. I mean, the MLS seems to be kicking into gear, and, we did have a Dynamo game this past weekend that we predicted wrong, I believe. We had mentioned the quartet of games that we were looking for, culminating in this match versus Real Salt Lake. And we were hoping for a minimum of 6 points, maximum of 12, but we were hoping at least for 6 and some bonus. We got 6. We got 6 from those 4 matches. They weren't exactly from the matches that we expected, though, were they?
No, not at all. we were really thinking this Salt Lake game was going to be high scoring. Dynamo win, 3-4 goals for each team, and just turned out to not be that.
Not that at all. And I expected losses against San Diego.
Yeah.
And escaped my mind who was there before, San Diego and Minnesota.
Yeah.
So we were expecting not the results that we got, but we beat those 2 teams, top of the table teams.
Yeah.
We lost to the 2 bottom of the table teams that we played. So what is really going on? But that could bode well.
Yeah.
For the next 4 coming up.
I think it could. I don't know if it's us playing down and up to our competition, but honestly, this Real Salt Lake game was a lot more exciting than the scoreline tells.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a
1-0
finish. Real Salt Lake scored in like the 42nd minute. Corner, kind of just, the guy missed the first header and it just landed at
his feet.
It's
just a sea of legs.
It's a cluster, and the goalkeeper can't even see the ball. But
he had no chance on the rebound shot. But you mentioned Bond, the goalkeeper. He was awesome, man.
Yeah.
And it would have been a horrible, horrible result if he was not doing what he did, which was save everything almost.
He made, I think, 3 spectacular saves. He was just the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, even going towards the end of the game, they had a late bicycle kick that had power, and it might have been like a Sports Center top 10.
It would have been if it went in, but it was.
But the save was just as good because it was a close shot and no reaction.
That should have still been the Sports Center highlight because that was a great save. That was from the kick, from the a bicycle kick and the save from Bond. Man, he was awesome in that game. We missed from a set piece. I think our best chance of the entire match was from a set piece. Jack McGlynn is back and he's doing his thing. He's putting the ball from set pieces right on target, and just the header was weak. I think in as far as potentially scoring there, and I think that could have changed the game.
I think so too. And also McGlynn coming back, I saw him break the line twice easily, and it's nice to see that back. We just got to get those finishes because we beat them in shots, just not.
We beat them in almost every stat: possession, shots, not shots on target. But they fouled a lot more than we fouled them. They had more yellow cards. We had more corners, or they had a narrow advantage in corners, 5-4. But so I guess the stats do show it could be a close game based on shots on target, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Dynamo for a loss, that's one you're really not that disappointed in, are you?
No, not too much. I mean, Real Salt Lake, it's always a battle against them. We saw it all last year. They would we see it this year, like we said earlier, the scoreline 1-0. Salt Lake had great shots too. Bond just made amazing saves. And our shots that were on target, a few of them were really good shots as well. They just got saved, It happens.
It does. So unfortunately, we didn't get that match, but we did get the 6 points that we were looking for over the last few matches. We did fall a spot down the table into 10th, so we were out of the playoff contention spot or the playoff clinching spots right now. But what's your feeling about, or what's your sense of the general direction of the squad?
I think we're in a good spot. I think McGlynn coming back, just having that offensive presence, his passing, just the game felt a little bit more fluid than it has. Yeah. Even though we were beating the better teams, it's still just felt rigid.
It's almost fluky.
In
a number of ways. We scored a lot in those matches, those 2 matches, but he brings something to the team. He's the connective tissue, man.
Yeah.
He makes everything happen, and you could see the difference. And there aren't a whole bunch of players that are like that, where it's just such a dramatic difference when they're there versus when they're not. Jack McGlynn is one of those guys.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the next game, and I think we can steal more points. You know, we're playing another top table team in our next 2 matches, and those are big.
Next 2 matches, since you mentioned, versus Vancouver, 3rd in the West, followed up by Philadelphia, 1st in the East. So if the pattern from the last 4 holds, that's 2 victories, right?
Yeah.
Those are 2 top teams, top of the table. Chalk them up as wins.
I think so too. I actually think Vancouver. I think with McGlynn coming back, I think we'll beat them 2-1.
Dang, are we at predictions already? There it is, 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. That's a pretty good scoreline, actually. No. Let's go 3-1 Dynamo. Just kill them. Yeah, and it's at home. Yeah. So had to double check. I think we'll get our scoring back because we did find some things when McGlynn was out. We found Inali. Hey, why don't we play this guy? You know, so he's there. And with McGlynn's range of passing, think what that's going to look like, man. Inali's speed, McGlynn's passing.
The link-up play is going to look great.
I think it's going to be great. So 3-1. That's what that would be.
And then into Philadelphia, that's where McGlynn came from. So
he's guaranteed a goal in that one.
Yeah.
He's guaranteed a goal in that one, and maybe an assist to go with it as well.
I think so as well.
You want to go ahead and predict it?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, I think that game will be a 2-0 for the Dynamo.
I'm going to go. It's in Houston again, so I think I will go 1-0, though. 1-0 just, and McGlynn gets. No, hey, he can't have a goal and an assist and only score 1. All right, sorry. 2-1.
2-1.
2-1 Dynamo against Philadelphia. The third is we have the Houston versus the Galaxy. You know, looking at this schedule, we have 3 home matches in a row.
Yeah, we're going to get 9 points right there.
How often does that happen? Versus Galaxy, bottom of the table.
It's still Galaxy, though. You know, I've seen them turn it on a few games this season, but most of the time they're off.
Right. Well, you don't have to give me a score, but win or lose.
Win.
Win. All right.
I think we'll get 9 out of these next 3. I'm really confident in the Dynamo right now.
All right. There you go. I'm going to just ride with you then, man. With 9 points, and Dynamo, if that occurs, that should provide some real positive movement up the table. Then you have a Leagues Cup to close out this quartet against the Los Tigres de
Tigres.
Los Tigres. And we'll see how that one goes. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we get closer. So awesome. So Dynamo, I think, are in a positive direction. Good production from players that haven't seen as much time. McGlynn coming back. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But there was other stuff happening in football.
Yeah, the Club World Cup final. We had PSG and Chelsea, and I think everybody except Chelsea fans were saying PSG all the way. PSG. And of course not a chance. Not even close. Chelsea wins 3-0 in the Club World Cup.
It was over at halftime, man. It was like completely, totally over at halftime. And PSG, they had a little fight back in the second half. They had a couple of good shots on target, but this one was never even in doubt, not even close. And completely surprising to my perspective, because PSG is having like the best year ever in so many ways. It's like they've had the best season.
I know they were on route to tie with Barcelona and Bayern for the sextuple. Yeah. So I mean they were looking good.
Most definitely, and they hadn't conceded. I'm not sure how. We'd have to go back and take a look, but I don't know if they've conceded 3 goals in any of these recent cup or club competitions. So
I'm shocked. I'm shocked by Chelsea's win, but I'm not shocked by Cole Palmer's play. Every time there's a big game, he seems to really step up. Yeah. I mean, we saw that in the Euros, and even in the European final when Spain was playing England, he got subbed on and scored.
Well, he showed up in this match.
Yeah, he just seems to be a really good player for England and for Chelsea. So
most definitely. So picked up a brace.
Yeah,
and a new pickup of Chelsea scored on his debut. So João Pedro. So that was was complete at halftime.
Yeah, they look a little scary for next season in the Premier League. You know.
Yeah, we'll see. Congratulations, Chelsea. Congratulations, Chelsea fans. insufferable as they are.
Are they the best team in London right now, or?
No. No. And the upcoming season, I think, will tell the tale, because there's been some movement in the transfer market, and it hasn't really been Chelsea, with the exception of, well, João Pedro.
he did just score.
Which is a good pickup. But there's been a lot of other transfer news. But before we do that, let's wrap up the Club World Cup. And now it's over. We had some opinions about it. The fact that it's being held was held in the United States. The crowds were either
fans.
huge or totally sparse. Quality of matches, I thought, were pretty good. So what's your overall impression of the...
I think my take on it is I'm really glad it's not an every year competition, because it's too many games for the players. I mean, Jamal Musiala getting hurts Bayern for Champions League, Bundesliga, and it also hurts Germany for the World Cup. Other players saw injuries. It's a great stage for the Brazilian teams that all did very well. I bet a bunch of those players will be getting picked up by
bigger leagues.
But I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but the games were good. But a lot of the times it did seem like the teams weren't playing their best, like their best players, because they wanted to save them for, like, I know Mbappe didn't play that much. I know a lot of big name players didn't play because, when you're averaging 1.3 to 1.5 games a week per year, that's a lot.
It is.
For guys like that who go deep in every competition. So
I agree. I thought ultimately, I think FIFA has something they can build on. Some things probably need to change, like Auckland FC, things. Not saying no disparagement, but the gap between them and their opponents was so huge. There was so that was. I think that was a little bit one of the things that kind of makes you question it a bit.
Yeah.
But as it moved into past the group stages and into the knockouts, it became a really kind of, dare I say, fun competition to watch, and people were, it was on, and people were kind of into it.
Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway actually from me was the smaller clubs had more to gain from it, and the bigger clubs had more to lose from it because of those injuries. And the money was big in this tournament, but that's more an incentive for the smaller clubs, as the bigger clubs don't want to injure a player right before the league, because the leagues they kick off in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, you're in preseason right now.
So we're anybody even just getting a hamstring strain or something is going to be out for start of the season.
Right.
And the bigger clubs just have more to lose from it.
I agree, because every match counts, and losing one early in the season, you say, well, we can always get that back. But then you see at the end of the season, you wish you could get it back, but you didn't. So starting is going to be really, really important. I think in the like the Premier League, for example, the competition is so much tighter now. There was previously, you could say, the Big Six. That's not the case anymore. There are legitimately, there's always a new team.
Newcastle will do well this year.
Brentford,
Brighton did really well.
Exactly. Nottingham Forest. All of these teams that's not Big Six. But they were all in the top of the table and competing with those bigger clubs. So I think it becomes even more important this year to start and maintain your consistency all the way throughout the season. So congratulations, Club World Cup. Congratulations, Chelsea, and Chelsea fans. And we'll see. I guess we'll see how they build on this going forward.
Yeah. Let us know what y'all thought about the Club World Cup. Your opinions on Chelsea shocking the world, and transfers, and the MLS. It's in full swing now.
Yes, it is. This is the good part of the season. So definitely hit us up on our socials, folks. We thank you for watching this episode, and we'll definitely see you again next week.